your life is on the line and you know that you're on an oxygen tank and they're going to put two in your head, see what you do. Because the bottom line is that me, I'm one person. I can never miss.
The guy's not being loyal to you. How could you be loyal to him? Yeah. And whether you're your father or not. So, you know, but it's always been hard because it was my father.
The word came down, this guy had to go. You know, we didn't know nothing about him until the last minute. And I liked him. I liked Bill. He was a nice guy, but...
Welcome to the show. Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Stevie Bullets. What's good, man?
Hey, what's going on, Staxx?
How have you been, bro? Chilling, man.
Everything's been going
I'm
great.
looking forward to seeing your documentary. I see you pumping it out, pumping different posts about it. It's looking really good, man. It looks really good.
I don't know if you could. So I got check it out. Got a glare on it.
Cindy, how are you?
Shout
out to Cindy. Yeah, I got it in the background. Yo, Everett, what's good? Staxx, what's good? Always looking forward to your content. So your documentary it's not released yet, is it? Is your documentary released yet, Steve? Damn, man. I think we lost connection. Steve, your mic is muted.
Yeah.
Unmute. Yeah. All right. Is your documentary out yet?
No. So right now we're entered into 7 film festivals. I just got the list right now. We did a screening.
Chicago, New York, France, Italy.
Yep.
Yeah, France, Italy.
So we won't know
is that
anything
where you can hear me, right?
It's gonna
There's
take
not like a
about 3
delay or
months.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No,
so
I can hear you.
Yo, Katrina Michio does the film festival in Italy. Is that the one that you guys are in?
So I have nothing to do with all that. That's all on the producer and stuff. And James Forney is the producer, as you know. And he,
Shout
like
out
I said,
to James
he just
Forney.
updated me. Yeah, so he did like I said, a documentary on Britney Spears in 2000 called Stages. Anybody wants to check it out, you can Google it.
Shit, he's the one that did
that's,
that?
Me and Dick Massey. Yeah. And he actually just came back up in the media, so it's all good for
Billy.
James. And you know
what's good, man? Pasquale Pontiac. I'm gonna drop a link later on after we get done talking about Stevie Bullet's documentary and things that he got going on. And if anyone wants to jump on and chop it up with us, you're welcome to.
So if anybody's interested, just Google Stevie Bullets. A lot of my content will come up. I did a couple podcasts with Staxx here. I've been doing some TikToks, with Lucky Chucky, the 60 Days In star.
He
just
has a
to
boxing
promote
match coming up,
my documentary,
right?
and stuff. Yeah, so August 26th, 3 p.m. in Cicero, Illinois, Cicero Stadium, Lucky Chucky versus Viking. It's the Harvey Warbangers Boxing Club. Shout out to them guys. It should be pretty good. Lucky Chucky's been training. He's ready to fight.
Yeah, it's a Viking, man. I've seen him for a while. He's really it's gonna be a good one because Viking ain't gonna go in there and just lay down. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't seem like that type, man.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about him. Like I said, I just got introduced to Lucky Chucky. I didn't even know he was into boxing, but as soon as I seen it, it's all for good stuff. He's pretty much on the same page as me. We got different stories and everything. I got a redemption story. Lucky Chucky does TikTok and he does the 60 Days In, and I know he's got some other stuff going on. And then shout out to my guy, The Lion. He does a lot of content on social media too as well. But so what we got going on is we entered into the film festivals, and then it takes about 3 months to hear something back. And then from there,
is there a release
but things
date
are
yet
looking really good,
Is there a release date for your documentary?
No, there's no release date yet for the documentary. But we did do a screening, like I said, here in Chicago. I had over 100 people attend there. And
there was like a shootout or something, right? Tell us about that situation at the screening, man.
So we were doing the screening. Everything went great. People were very happy with what they saw. They have high expectations for it. Hopefully things will go good. Because I didn't see it myself, so I was really skeptical. I was nervous. I never did anything like this. So as I was telling my story, I just wanted to make sure that I did it correctly with respect. Without portraying anybody or limelighting anybody. I didn't want to have no problems. But like I said, I have a redemption story. I went through a lot of stuff. I've been shot 11 times. I did some prison time. Had a drug addiction. I got involved with some very dangerous people. And luckily, I was one of the people that I was luckily able to walk away from it and change it around. I've been out for 12 years now. Got 3 kids. Part of the Teamster 703. I'm also the union steward at my job now. So I represent over 300 people. So that's pretty
yeah,
good, man. And I had to start when I got out of prison, like I said, 12 years ago. It was all before my kids. I didn't have any of these issues, after my kids came in the picture. So I straightened up before they even came into this world.
So they never had to see you
but it definitely
in that life. They never had to see you in that life. And they never have to see you in that life.
Right. No.
So like when you were in prison, when you were in prison, did you ever expect to be doing a documentary about your life, be on podcasts and things like that?
No, but it did cross my mind. So that's how this all started, was while I was in prison, because I had been through so many things that I kind of started writing a book. And then from there, when I got out and everything had changed around, people had, kept telling me, it was a joke, you should write a book about all these things that happened because you're lucky to be alive. I've been shot twice in my head, but not only that, I went through a lot of bad things, but those things are what actually made me who I am today. And I was just luckily able to be success story, change around, because all the stuff that I was involved in, people never thought that I would be where I'm at today. So they're very surprised when they see me doing this stuff.
Shit, man.
So I don't get too many people.
Oh, we're back.
I can hear you.
Good. Yeah.
But
it
for the most part,
for a second.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, no, everything's been going great. I get a lot of support. Been getting a lot of support, even from some of my guys that I had beef and, people that were enemies with me. Once in a while, they'll come to me, and a lot of them have, and I'm glad. I like to try to make, amends with certain people, something.
Yeah, it's wild, man. The same thing in my past. Like, all that beef shit. Come on, man. I'm 47 years old. I don't got time for any of that bullshit, I've got absolutely no time for any kids, the only drama, any of that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not involved with any gang activity or nothing like that.
So listen, when the screening happened, what happened that day? You guys were having the screening and something happened.
So there was a high-speed chase. The car went through, turned the corner, did a flip, and it was a Porsche. So 2 guys jump out of the car with guns. One of the people that were there that the screening was trying to detain one of the subjects, and he pulled a gun. He got lucky, he didn't get shot, and they took off running. There was tons of cars that were smashed up. I think he totaled 3 or 4 cars. It was a mess.
Were they some young
It looked
kids,
like a movie scene.
They were just, I
You know,
know,
I
I
didn't
saw
see
you guys
anything.
walking around it. I was like,
Just-
holy shit, man. I saw the aftermath. I saw
I
it
thought it,
on
you
the
know,
side. It's like,
well, a lot of people thought it was like part of the, you know, because we were at the, you know, they thought it was part of the movie, you know, but
he's from Cicero.
so I'm from the west side. Actually, I'm from Cicero, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. But west side is pretty much where we're located. We're across the street
Stevie
from
Bullets,
us.
if you guys don't know, I met Stevie Bullets. He gave me the tour of Cicero. It was pretty cool, man, to bring me around your neighborhood and places where your stomping grounds. It was pretty awesome to be out in Chicago and Cicero. It was an unforgettable
Yeah,
experience,
Cicero has
you know.
Yeah, you got to come back out here. I mean, it's got its good and its bad. You know, a lot of people associate Cicero with Al Capone because this was his area right here that he mainly operated out of, and you know, outfit and you know, mafia and stuff like that. You know, that's what a lot of people associate Cicero. But Cicero also has a good
Frank
history
Nitti.
too. You know, I grew up there.
Brought me to Frank Nitty's house.
Yeah, Frank Nitti. Yeah, well, so Frank Nitty's house is in Riverside. So a lot of the outfit guys had houses over here in Riverside. I know a lot of the history from that. Yeah, there's a ton of history. You know, I grew up in Cicero. I moved out of Cicero into Berwyn in '92. Went to Morton West High School. That's really where my gang life started. You know, I was my freshman year, and I
Was
was actually on a
the
soccer
whole school
team, and then I had a choice.
was it like loaded with gang members in the school?
Yeah, we had a lot of gangs at that time, you know. So if you were in the gang, you were probably fighting every day. Eventually, you get suspended, expelled. I didn't finish school. I had to get my GED down in prison, and
RV
yeah,
Doc
no.
says,
So it all
"Did you
started
ever
in
go
high
to
school.
Channel Lake?"
No, never been to Channel Lake. Go to up to Lake
Yeah,
Michigan and stuff.
Skokie, Illinois. I've heard of Skokie,
Yeah.
Illinois before.
Yeah, so Skokie is like more north, and that's a lot of Jewish people and stuff, I think. But yeah, that's the
Yo, I
north.
want to give a big rest in peace to Frank Coconati. I can't even believe he passed away, man.
Yeah, rest in
Crazy.
peace. So Frank Coconati was a political guy. He had a lot of outfit ties. He knew a lot of history about the Chicago outfit. You know, and he wasn't a bad guy, but he had.
This dude was selling what's his name's rifle, man. Like, what the fuck? Yo, when I first met Frank, right?
So a lot of guys.
How I met Frank? He was selling what Frank Calabrese's rifle on the news, man. He was selling his rifle on the news. Yeah. I'm gonna show you the picture. I was like shocked.
So he was. I don't know Frank Coconati's whole story. I got hooked up with Frank because I had some legal issues with my son, you know, and Frank Coconati was one of the first, you know, I used to see him on television and Facebook and stuff like that.
All you gotta do is watch my interview with him, bro. You'll know all about him. He told me his story.
Yeah.
Here's him when I saw him selling the rifle. That's when I first seen Frank.
But he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
It was great, man.
Listen,
as soon as guy.
He was one of the first guys to contact me actually when I had some issues, and he was going to go pretty hard, you know, hardcore for me. And I just didn't want to go that route. I kept it clean. You know, he wanted to get political with some people here locally. And, you know, I didn't want to take it that far, but he was ready to go.
How old was
Frank? Was pretty young. I think he was in his 60s. Yeah, he had a heart attack. And he had a lot of issues here in Chicago with Black Lives Matters. When we were having a rioting, he was, you know, going back and forth. He was fighting for Little Italy to get the statues back that were taken by the mayor.
Listen, if you don't fight for your heritage, who's gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? If you don't fight for your own heritage. So what happened
was Mayor Lightfoot had taken down the statues in the Italian community by Taylor Street, and she removed them. and that was part of the heritage.
Bro, they did that out here
part
too.
of the neighborhood.
They removed the statues from New Haven, Connecticut too. They took all the statues of Christopher Columbus out. They're all gone.
Yeah. So
I
right
think it
now
happened
there's some
all
people in the
across the
neighborhood.
country. I think.
Yeah, probably did, trying to erase history and stuff like that, and right now there's some people that are fighting to get the statues put back, where they belong, peacefully. Franklin Esty or I don't know the other guy's name, but there's a bunch of them over there on Taylor Street that are working to fight. Frank was one of them, and he was fighting pretty hard, and sadly he just passed away. Good guy though, and he'll go hardcore. Awesome, he don't hide behind anything. If he had something to say, he'll tell you to your face, and that's what I liked about him. And that's why we started hooking up. Yeah, we did it
today.
I don't know.
Today's Tony Sirico's birthday, man. 81st birthday. Today is Tony Sirico's 81st birthday. He passed away. Was it last year? January or July 8th, I believe he passed away. Not July. Yeah, around July 8th. But do you remember doing the podcast with Frank? I think we did one with him too.
Yeah, it was a while back, but yeah, Frank did one. We were down at the studio. He was involved with James Forney too. He has some content. Hopefully, I don't know if they finished it or where they're at with the project, but Frank was gonna do his own story. And that was
he was going to do
like I said,
like you, right?
So as soon as I finished, as soon as I finished my documentary in June, then Frank was lined up to be next, and he had a very interesting story, and he had a lot of history and stuff, and
Tom Dart's the sheriff there. He's been there many years. I think I could work with him to work out some kind of plan to help some of these neighborhoods that are like wild, wild west. Yeah. You got to remember, we have elected officials in Chicago that want to defund police. Tony Prickwinkle, the president of the board that I want to be elected to, she wants to defund police. She's for a welcoming city. I'm not for that. I want documentation. Half our drug problems are from people from coming across the border and not being citizens. The shootings,
he did not hold back. You're right, man. He did not. A lot of people didn't like Frank.
And Frank wasn't. Yeah. But you know what? That's just how it has to be sometimes in this world. And, he just calls it like he sees it. And that was one of the reasons why I liked him. I would contact him, every now and then to discuss things because, I had some political battles that I was ready to go forward with, but, just for respect of the neighborhood, I didn't go that route, but it was good when you got people like that behind you, because sometimes I'm not looking for any conflict with anybody, but in that situation, it was involving my son who has autism, and, we felt like at that point we had to get attorneys involved and stuff like that. And then
I've seen a story, about this little girl who was getting beat up on the bus, and it was like a special needs class, and no one did anything about it. And they knew about it. The school knew about it. It was crazy story, man.
Well, so that
kids even have to go through that type of stuff.
So, that was, pretty much what we were going through. We had some issues with the school, and, then you get attorneys involved. And, he's in a good place, and we'll just keep
Frank
it
was like Curtis Lewa. When all that couldn't stuff, let it go. He was, man. Frank was like Chicago's Curtis Lewa, right? He was.
Yeah,
too.
And, he was fighting for a lot. He was fighting for a lot of people, we were ready to go political, for a couple of reasons, not just because of that. I had, other things, that wanted to help in my community because, like I said, I was raised here. This is my neighborhood. I never left the neighborhood. So, it's not like I did a story and I ducked and dived.
If you don't help your own neighborhood, who's gonna? No one,
Right.
you know.
Right. You know,
If you don't,
as bad as I
if you
want to
don't step
leave,
to
you
the plate,
know, feels like I've been stuck here. So it's like I
why
try to,
has
you
the
know,
violence
for a
gotten
long time
bad
I
out
was going,
there? How is it out there with the
no,
violence
but
and
like I
everything?
said, it's bad. It's bad. You know, people here in
You're like,
Chicago and
oh, it's not
Cicero,
that bad.
Berlin.
Shit, when you were driving me to the bus station, there was a shooting on the highway. We had to get off the
Well,
highway. It was all blocked off from a shootout. It was terrible,
well,
man.
for me,
And then
I'm just used to it, you know, and this is all I know. So, you know, this is where I feel safe. You know, I know where to go and, you know, what neighborhoods not to, you know, streets to go down, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm still here. See a lot of bad stuff happening and everything, but you know, it'd be real easy to just pick up and go. I mean, it wouldn't be real easy to pick up and go and move somewhere else because I've thought about it a million times, you know. I'd love to live with my siblings that live in California, but you know,
didn't
it's
you go
just a
down to
dream, right?
Tennessee or something, right? Tennessee, where your father was. Rest
Yeah.
in
So
peace
my
to your
dad,
dad, man.
yeah.
When
So my,
your dad, he was in
yeah.
the
Thank you.
documentary, right?
No, he
Was
wasn't.
he in
He
it?
passed away before it was finished.
Damn, man.
No, he wasn't. So my dad had a farm in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. He had some horses, and you know, he used to always say he was going to move. Well, he actually did. You know, about maybe I want to say 10 years ago, and it was nice because we would go down there every once in a while. You know, we'd get a cabin.
What
in the
was his
Smoky
reason for
Mountains,
leaving?
and then we go. So my dad he just him and my mom got divorced, and then after they got divorced, he remarried, had a son, and he was living by uh, Irving and Central, which is like Jefferson Park area here in Chicago. It's not that bad, but you know, he retired. He just wanted to get away, and he moved, got a farm, got some horses, you know, and he was living a life down there. So we would go down there every once in a while. It was real nice, peaceful, quiet, you know, in the middle of nowhere. Like there was nothing around, but it was nice out there. And
Big Boy
we go on
Blue, does he
vacation
have
and-
his pizza shop still?
I don't know, pizza shop.
I
Got
don't
tons
know.
of pizza shop.
Yeah, I don't
Some
know
of the best
whose
pizza here in
shop you're
Chicago.
talking about, Big Boy Blue. I don't know whose pizza shop you're talking about. But so
Oh, he's
is there a
probably talking
projected
about Albano
is there a projected date
September
for your documentary?
No projected date. It's a real long process. You know, anybody that knows anything about film.
No projection. You're like September. Oh no. So there is no.
No, so well, no.
Is
not
there any
really.
like
So this is
sneak
how you know. I don't.
chances to see it? Is there any chance that anyone can see it, like with a special permission or anything like that? Like,
So the way they do these film festivals is they want exclusive content that nobody's seen. So it's got to be their eyes only, and then once it goes from there, you know, that's the process that they go through. It's a real long process.
yeah.
You know,
So
I
like
don't-
they see it
I
at
don't
the
know the
film festival,
specifics.
and then they'll pick it up for distribution or whatever company likes it, right?
Whatever they
That's
want to do with
basically what
it, and it can go. Yeah, from my understanding, you know, I don't know.
When did this whole process
exactly
start?
how all that stuff.
When did this whole process start?
This started
for
about
you?
2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. I got introduced through a guy named Joe Seifert. Joe Seifert, his father was involved in the family secrets trial. He was killed by Joey the Clown Lombardo. And Joe Seifert was actually
Shout
a
out to
baby
Joe
when this
Seifert.
happened, but he was there. Well, Joey was actually the guy that killed his dad. You know, some bad business between the two. You know, things went south, and you know, it was.
And James
he had
Forney
story. I
did a
played a part.
documentary about him, right? James Forney did a documentary about
Yeah.
Seifert and his dad.
Daniel Seifert was his dad's name.
Yeah.
It's a book out. It's called Deadly Associates. That was also the name of the documentary. I played the hitman Frank Schwayze. So that was interesting and fun for me. You know, if you Google Stevie Bullets, you'll see that stuff. You know, there's a lot of content that's out there that you just got to Google my name and it'll pop up, besides the podcast and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's aggravating because, you know, we've been waiting for a long time. People want to see it. And, you know, I don't know exactly how things are, you know, how they go, but it's a long process. I know that. And I
know
things
how
are going
it is,
pretty
man.
good. They look good.
Do you know how much content I have on
Yeah.
this computer I can't put out there yet? I just can't. I
Yeah,
have to wait
you
till
know,
certain
so-
times, or I have to wait for certain people to be okay, or it's just not the right time.
It's
I have to wait. So
well, so
it's the same
I mean,
type
I
of
haven't
shit.
lost. I haven't invested any money into this. So I do have a signed contract if it sells to a, you know, certain amount of money, which I'm happy with, and I signed that contract. But I mean, all the time and stuff that he's invested, you know, with camera crew, sound crew, it's a lot of money there, and he's invested a lot of time. I feel confident that things are going to go good, you know, one way or another. I have nothing to lose from this. I've got some great pictures, you know, I've learned a lot of things. I like doing these podcasts and stuff. So, you know, there's nothing for me to lose in this whole situation. You know, I get a lot of support from family, friends, a lot of my old enemies. So, I mean, I there's nothing, you know, it can only go forward, right? It can only go forward. You know, me and you do the podcast. We hung out, you know, I got my guy that's in Arizona, Ron Strong, JC. So, you know,
Shout out to
we're all
JC,
on the
man.
same
Ron
page,
Strong.
different folks.
Damn right. You already know.
You know, a bunch of
Louis the
people
Lion, what's up,
networking.
man?
Louis the Lion, huh? Another good guy.
Yeah, you brought me down to that.
Yeah, so it's been fun. We got Sarah.
It was the movie studio place. Did they knock that place down?
No,
They were gonna knock
Chicago
some
Studios. There's a ton
Yeah,
of them.
we were gonna knock it down.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Octane
knock a
Rich Media,
movie
that's-
place down. Remember, you brought me there.
It's hard to
the
say,
movie
man.
place.
I guess.
You don't remember shit.
So
man.
that was Chicago.
It was right there
Oh,
in
so
Chicago.
that's-
And
it's gotta be
Cicero.
Chicago.
No, it's right in Cicero, right
Yep,
by the
that's
sign.
Chicago.
And me and you were by the sign.
So that's
They were gonna
that's
knock
Chicago.
it down.
It's Chicago Studios. No, they actually they remodeled it. They were doing some
They were supposed to
construction.
knock
It's
it
still
down,
there.
right?
No. They added on to it or something. Maybe some of the buildings around it. No, the Chicago Studios they just remodeled it, I heard. But I have nothing to do with them. That's just another film crew. There's a couple different production crews out here. James
No, I'm
Forney's with
talking-
Octane Rich
No,
Media.
I'm
That's
talking
the way-
about it was like a movie place where you watch movies, bro.
a movie theater.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't-
In Cicero.
I'd have to
it
see
was
it.
right across the street from the Cicero sign. Welcome to
Oh,
Cicero.
You're talking okay. So you're talking about the Olympic Theater. Yes. No, I didn't know what you were talking.
They were
So that's
going to
the
knock
Olympic
it
Theater.
down. When
Olympic
I was
Theater.
there, they were going to knock it down.
It's still
They said
there.
they're about to knock it
It's-
down.
Yeah,
Like,
they haven't knocked it down. No, it's still there. That building is historical. When I was a kid, we used to go there. It's been there for a very long time. It used to have a swimming pool inside there. A lot of history with that building, and it's
the
like
swimming
it's like a
pool
landmark.
inside the fucking
So-
movie theater.
No, in the building. So that building
Oh.
had a bunch of stores. It had a bunch of stuff. It had a movie theater in there. It had a gymnasium in there. It was just, you know, it was originally designed for, I think, the Czechs, you know, because a lot of Czechs and
Here's a
Polish
picture
people
from
or
your
whatever.
movie screening, man. There's a picture from your movie screening.
so that's the crash that was outside
Yeah.
where the three cars crashed. It was a mess. It looked like something that was in the movies, and it was, you know, we thought it was all staged, but you know, unfortunately, it wasn't. Nobody got hurt.
Were you guys inside
Lucky
when it
Chucky
happened?
did a TikTok.
I know, I saw him.
Yeah, but there were people outside.
Did you guys hear it?
But
Did
I
you
was
hear it?
inside, so
Smash.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear anything. nothing. And then I walked outside and they're like, hey, something's happening. So I walk outside. I'm thinking, great, this is, not going to be good. And I went outside. I see all these cars damaged, and it's a huge mess. Looked like a movie stunt.
Did your documentary already
two guys
play, or was it near the end or the beginning?
Yeah, it was
of
finished.
It?
No, it was. So we had finished the documentary. It all went through. Things went great, like I said. And then all of a sudden, some people were outside, and all this commotion started. You go outside, check, you see, look like 6-7 cars total. The car was a Porsche flip.
It's crazy, man.
Evidently, they stole it. They had carjacked somebody. One of the people that were at the screening tried to detain one of them. The guy pulled the gun. He's lucky he didn't shoot him, and he got away. So by the time the cops came, there was really nothing for him. The guys
were probably some
guys
young
were already
kids,
gone. All the cars were there. It had
probably some young kids.
From my understanding, it was like, no, this was a little more than that, because they were driving a Porsche. There were some guns and dope, and they were gone. So maybe a drug deal gone bad. I don't know, but whatever happened, they got away. Nobody got hurt. Another day in Chicago, just how it goes.
Chicago's
happens
crazy,
everywhere, though.
Man.
It's not
the whole country is getting crazy right now. At this point in time, people have lost their mind.
Well, blame that on the mayor. Started with Lightfoot. Now we got Brandon Johnson.
It's not even just Chicago. It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
People just have a stick up their ass.
Right. And so, like in my community, I had a lot of animosity towards the police. One of my friends was killed 23 years ago. The police, fortunately, they said it was a drug deal gone bad, and my friend had lost his life over it. So for a long time, I had a lot of animosity towards the police. And, ironically, I married into a police family, through my wife. And, I just seen another side. But then I had a lot of history with some of the cops. There were some good ones and some bad ones, and some of them helped me with the documentary. I made amends with some of those police that I had animosity with, because, I understood where some of them were coming from. Some of them, were just assholes. But I don't have issues with them or nothing. Try to make,
I don't live like that no more.
In the community.
I used to absolutely hate the police.
Yeah, but then when you seen all the rioting and all that stuff, there was a point that when the George Floyd stuff happened here, it started, a lot of riots here and a lot of looting. So
I heard they shut down
and
Walmart recently out there. Is that true?
No,
is there no more Walmart out there?
I mean, possible, but.
Yeah, they said they took Walmart out of Chicago. They ain't coming back. That's what they said.
Oh, maybe, you know what? I think that is true. But I don't know.
They tore that store up, man, in Chicago. It was bad, bro. Like really bad.
So what happened was when all that rioting happened, so the gang members and the people and the police, they all stood side by side, when all that was happening. Luckily, we didn't get hit, a little bit, but not too much. It stopped because it was, people were getting hurt. They were, killing each other. And it was a little bit racial over here in Chicago, especially in Cicero. There was a lot of race, stuff between the blacks and the Mexicans. And one guy had got impaled. He had like a metal pipe that went through his body.
How?
It looked almost fake, but it was real. Yeah.
How?
Just how everything
happened. How the hell did that happen?
It's just
some driving in a car, speared him or something.
Speared him. Some people that got charged.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's pretty much what I got. Hopefully everything with documentary goes through, and we'll go forward from there. Other than that, that's all I got.
Oh yeah, man. I look forward to the future. I got a lot of things in store, man, and I'm gonna pencil you into my into the script. I'm like right there.
Yeah,
man.
Come down.
Like, polishing off my script that I wrote, and people are gonna be really surprised. And I got some major guests coming on the show very soon. You guys are going to be shocked at who it is. And hey, man, I don't give a shit. I'm going to keep going with this. And people will see. I got Gavin Good coming on the show next, right here.
Gavin Good, Simperfly Studio here, chatting with Staxx.
I got that video coming soon and a bunch of other ones. Stay tuned. I got Scott Bernstein, Larry Mazza. I think I have a video with Ori Spado. Have one with
you guys are good.
So many. Pontiac. I got one with Pontiac Pasquale. I have one with there's so many. It's just goes on and on and on, you know. It don't stop, man.
Yeah.
Constantly grinding, trying to get to another level. So where can the people find you at, man? Didn't you start a podcast?
So yeah, but I don't have the time. I work 6 days a week and stuff, and like I said, I'm tied up with so many things with my kids.
You stopped doing it?
No. Yeah, I didn't have the time. I didn't have the light. Look at I got, you know, it's a big process.
I understand.
You know, I don't.
Hey man, you got a lot of stuff on your plate. You're not like a single guy with time on your hands. You know, you have a
I got 3 kids, man, and a wife.
Responsibilities.
I stay involved. Yeah, you know, I try to do the podcast just to promote my documentary, but I got, you know, I need to invest some money in some lighting and stuff, as you see, some technical issues. But I mean, I get the message out, you know, just Google Stevie Bullets. I got TikTok, Stevie Bullets 12, Facebook, Instagram, if anybody's interested. Like I said, it's a redemption story. You know, I was involved with a lot of stuff, some dangerous people and drugs, you know, prison, all the bad stuff you could think of. So the odds were against me, you know. Been shot myself 11 times, twice in the head. And luckily I was able to turn it around and stuff. You know, some people that, you know, that I ran with aren't as fortunate. Most of them are either dead or doing long prison sentences or in the feds, you know, stuff like that.
We're able to wake up another day and handle business, man.
Yeah, you know.
I appreciate everyone that came and watched the show, man. I got to go handle some business, Steve, man. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thanks.
Definitely. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't, then too fucking bad. Peace. Peace, man.